All right, Shalom. Want to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Waha, Rakah, Kwadash, which in the ancient Hebrew tongue would be the correct names of the Heavenly Father, His beloved Son, and the Holy Spirit. I also would like to give double honors to my teachers, the head apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much due honors and respect to the sincere brethren out there that's also laboring in His work. And as always, I'm going to say shalom to the believers, the Hakim as well as the Hakwa, which would be you brothers along with the sisters that subscribe to this truth as well. So yeah, I just wanted to go into another quick lesson, pretty much concerning the times and seasons that we in, being monumental in the fact that this is the appointed time where the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His Son, Yahweh Shah, has once more begun to draw near unto His people, and have pretty much remembered the covenant, the oath that He swore unto our forefathers, and that's nothing to take light, and only the serious-minded amongst Israel is going to appreciate, the magnitude of this moment, because you have amongst you Israelites, and when I say Israelites, I'm speaking concerning those amongst you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who actually know that you're Israelites, yet you take this casual approach, as if this thing is all about, wearing fringes, all during the damn week, man. Here it is, you at your job with fringes on your uniform, or you believe this thing is all about, throwing around the Hebrew lingo, shalom, or having some damn cookout, and that's as far as a lot of you Israelites can see, man. You don't have foresight. You can't see past America, and you were content with, being an Israelite in America in your captivity, man. You have become content with being under the reign, under the foot of your oppressor. See? As long as you can work a 9 to 5, have enough change to trick off, over the weekend, pay your mortgage, your car note, and maybe perhaps you somehow will be able to create a soft landing for your kids. Well, guess what? That's not why Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah woke you up, man. All right? What we witnessing is something epic in the fact that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has once more raised up the children of Israel from out of obscurity, and is preparing us and grooming us to exalt us above our enemies, you see? And this is why you see this swarm of activity on the planet Earth. The spirits are becoming, unsettled and restless, all right? You got these demons manifesting themselves, Vocab Malone. You got Esau pretty much displaying that sense of urgency in the form of demonizing us, which really is a fulfillment of Revelation, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse, where it tells you how the devil shall come down with wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. All right? And the main catalyst behind this is the fact that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah is once more drawing nigh unto His people, man. All right? This is a very monumental moment. Okay? All the creation has been anticipating this moment. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and start off with that in the book of Romans. What's that? Romans, the 8th chapter, and the 19th verse. It says, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God." You see that? Let's read this again. It says, "For this earnest expectation of the creature," which that word creature pretty much means creation. So all of the creations is earnestly, waiting on a manifestation of the sons of God. All right? Again, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God." So each and every creation here on the planet Earth has been anticipating this moment, whether knowingly or unknowingly, man. Meaning, even amongst the other nations, whenever they protest or cry out, that's a form of them waiting on the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. the beasts of the field, the fowls of the air, even down to the creepy crawling things, man. They are, anticipating the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. Why? Because once Israel is raised up, starting with the elect, this is going to restore the planet Earth. Matter of fact, let me get another quick precept to support that before we get into this lesson. This is Wisdom of Solomon, the 6th chapter, in the 24th verse. It says, but the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world. See? And a wise king is the upholding of the people. Yeah, and this wise king right here would be Yahweh Shah. All right? Once our Lord Yahweh Shah state his rightful claim of the planet Earth and beyond, then this is going to be the upholding of the people. See? But again, it says, but the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world. See? And that wise would be the elect, those who are destined to govern over the planet Earth, man, and beyond. Well, the beginning stages of this is the fact that the Lord has once more, drew near unto the children of Israel, starting with the elect. And this feat is being accomplished by way of being able to digest his word. Okay, the Lord pretty much revealing this word unto us, man. This is the first stages of the children of Israel being exalted, okay, which is going to set off a sequence of events. The earth is going to be cleansed, okay, the earth is going to be restored, and guess what? The beasts of the field, the fowls of the air, they feel it, okay? The other nations feel it. Esau definitely see it, man, which would make this a very epic moment in prophecy. And this is why this shouldn't be taken light and glossed over, man. Okay, you got a lot of Israelite groups out there who use this truth as a platform to debate, or as if this is just the next phase in black culture, man. No, it's bigger than that, all right? So with that, this is the book of Lamentations, the 3rd chapter. It's starting at 31st verse. It says, for the Lord will not cast off forever. See, for the Lord will not cast off forever. And again, in order for you to appreciate the magnitude of this moment, the Lord once more drawing near unto us, you have to be able to understand history, man, okay? And that dynamic and that dysfunctional, if you will, relationship between Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah and the children of Israel, which that dysfunction was solely on the part of Israel, okay? And this was played out through our rebellion, not continuing in the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, which was pretty much an oath that we swore to keep. Furthermore, the laws, statutes, and commandments was somewhat of a vow, that married or joined us to the Most High. See? And by us not continuing in that, the Lord punished us, throughout these different captivities, but none like this current captivity. And the reason being is because we was discontinued from our heritage. And that in itself disqualified us from receiving that inheritance, Pretty much it put that inheritance in jeopardy. And guess what? Believe it or not, that gave Esau hope, man. Esau thought they had us conquered. If you can just, consider the state that Jake was in, man. We was finished, man. You see? But then divine intervention stepped in. And that was the Lord fulfilling what we reading right here. Again, Lamentations 3, and starting at verse 31. For the Lord would not cast off forever. Yeah, so the Lord cast us off, but he didn't cast us off forever. Why? Because the Lord actually has a memory, man. Matter of fact, let me go there real quick, and we'll go back. This is the book of Luke, the 1st chapter, starting at the 68th verse. It says, blessed be the Lord, power of Israel, for he have visited and redeemed his people. See, and that's a personalized statement right there, proving that the Lord is not dealing with each and every nation on the planet Earth. See? Verse 69, and have raised up an horn of salvation for us, see, in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember, see, and to remember his covenant. See that? So Yahweh Shem Yahushua remembered us, man, amidst all the captivities, and especially here in this current captivity, where it looked like there was no hope. You know, as if Esau had the upper hand on us, man. You know, this devil, through his Willie Lynch philosophy, was pitting Israel against each other. And you still see that today, you know, in these gangs. You know, you have Jake. They'll kill each other over what side of town they from, man. When you really consider that, you see how far from grace we fell. But now, storm with the elect, the Lord is exalting us, man. See, and again, this is an epic moment. The Lord is actually drawing nigh unto us once more, man. The angels, everybody is chiming in on this, man. This is the climax of existence, which is going to be capped off with our Lord Yahushua in his return, and he's going to marry himself once more into Israel through the elect, man. So this is huge. This is very monumental times that we witnessing here, man. Okay? The highest power conceivable is once more extending, you know, an invitation, if you will, to the children of Israel, man. And again, you got to understand the history to really appreciate this moment. All right? So going back to Lamentations, the 3rd chapter, starting at the 31st verse again, it says, for the Lord would not cast off forever. See? And that's where hope come in. All right? These devils is not going to continue to just, you know, run shit, man, at the expense of Israel. And again, that's why you see this swarm of activity. These spirits is restless, because everybody can feel it in their spirit that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is once more stepping in on behalf of Israel, man. See? Matter of fact, you know what? Let me grab some to support that. You know, the fact that once more Yahweh Shem Yahushua is beginning to step in on our behalf. All right? And an example found in the book of Judith, the 5th chapter, you know, because there's a reason why the Lord is once more defending us. And this is simply because, storm with the elect, we are becoming obedient to our power. All right? Now, this is Judith, the 5th chapter, and starting at the 20th verse. And to set the stage, this is an exchange from Achior and this guy, Holofernes, okay, which Holofernes was seeking to come up against Israel. But Achior warned him, you know. He pretty much let him know before he came up against Israel, he should consider, you know, certain things. And that's what we're going to read right here, the book of Judith, the 5th chapter, starting at the 20th verse. It says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. Yeah, so Achior is letting Holofernes know, look, if you want to come up against Israel, we can overcome them, you know, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power. And that's why we was able to be overthrown by these different nations throughout the course of history, because there was error found in us, and we sinned against Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know. And whenever we do that, then the Lord pretty much leave us without that hedge of protection, okay? But when you read the 21st verse, it says, but if there be no iniquity in their nation, see, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them. See that? And their power before them, and we become a reproach before all the world. Yeah, so he said, look, on the other hand, if there's no iniquity found in that nation, you know, then let us just pass by these people, because at that point their Lord is going to defend them. See? And that's where we at. The Lord is not seeing any guile in the elect of the nation of Israel. That's why he's going to defend us, man. See that? So again, that's the time we in. You know, we're in monumental times. We're in a time where Yahweh Shem Shah is once more springing into action on our behalf, man. And it all starts with, you know, the understanding of this word. Pretty much Yahweh Shem Shah making known this gospel unto us. And that's a sign, if you will, a major sign, all right, a very monumental, epic sign, all right, that the Lord is once more drawing near unto us, man, all right? So, you know what? Let me grab something else real quick, just to prove that, you know, we being able to go into these scriptures, you know, first and foremost, aligning ourselves once more with being Israelites, but understanding this doctrine, that's the mercy that the Lord is showing unto us. See? This is the book of Baruch, the 4th chapter, and starting at the 36th verse, it says, O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold thy joy that cometh unto thee from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. See that? Let's read it again. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And what's that joy? This knowledge, okay, which is the bridge to our salvation. Verse 37, Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. Yeah, the Lord sent us away. He cast us off, okay? Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word, see, by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of their power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Shah, see? So the scriptures say, you know, those who was cast away, which is us as a nation, have come gathered together from the east to the west by the word, see, of the Holy One, man. So that's why, you know, Esau is all messed up. That's why these nations is all messed up. Okay, that's why you see, again, this restless activity of these spirits, these demons, you know. Why? Because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has gathered his children once more. Okay, and this is an epic form of prophecy right here, man. This in itself is a major prophecy, because really before everything sets off, the Lord is going to wake up Israel. And you can read about that in the book of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. Okay, the parable of the prodigal son. All right. By the Lord bringing us back into his good graces and remembering his covenant that he swore to our forefathers. That's that first domino, if you will, that's setting off these sequence of events. All right. So with that, let's go back to Lamentations, the 3rd chapter, and starting at the 31st verse again. All right. It says, For the Lord will not cast off forever, but though he cause grief, yet will he have compassion. See? And that compassion, again, is in the form of you being able to understand his word. That's why it's not to be taken light or to gloss over. You know, and that's why through the Spirit, you know, we get on these different groups, because you can see through, you know, a lot of the BS, man. You know, Jake, they look at shit as if it's a phase, you know, just something to get into. All right? Again, not understanding that this is a very monumental moment. Okay, the time appointed where Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has extended a peace offering, if you will, to his people, man. See? And again, that's in the form of you receiving his knowledge. So again, but though he cause grief, yet will he have compassion according to the multitude of his mercies. See? So this is mercy right here. This is mercy in itself, the fact that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has remembered his covenant. See? Matter of fact, grab some real quick in the book of Psalms, chapter 147, starting at verse 1. It says, Praise ye the Lord, for it is good to sing praises into our power, for it is pleasant, and praise is comely. The Lord doeth build up Jerusalem. Yeah, and that's heavy because the Lord tore down Jerusalem. Okay, when you go into the time of Yahweh Shah, you know, really when you think about the statement he made concerning the temple, you know, when the Lord said, destroy this temple in 3 days, he'll rebuild it. You know, of course he was talking about himself, but he was foreshadowing the house of David, all right? Meaning, you know, in the third day, which we are in the third day since, you know, that time. And this is the time appointed where the Lord is rebuilding Jerusalem, which Jerusalem in this case would be the house of David, the elect, and the 1/3. Okay? So that's the Lord having mercy upon us. Again, it says, the Lord doeth build up Jerusalem. He gathereth together the outcasts of Israel. Yeah, so the Lord scattered us, you know, now he's gathering us. All right? Verse 3, he healeth the broken in heart and bindeth up their wounds. And how's the Lord binding up our wounds? Well, let's get it. This is 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, starting at the 10th verse. Thus saith the Lord unto Ezra, tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I will have given unto Israel. Yeah, and that's dealing with the elect. All right? Their glory also will I take unto me, and give these the everlasting tabernacles, which I have prepared for them. And what's the everlasting tabernacles? The house of David. All right? That's why we're reading right here in Psalms 147, where the Lord doeth build up Jerusalem. See? Verse 12, it says, they shall have the tree of life, which is this knowledge, for an ointment. See? For an ointment of sweet savor. They shall neither labor nor be weary. Yeah, and the ointment is pretty much a medicine. So that's why when the scriptures say the Lord is healing the wounded, it's through this word, man, which is the ointment. Okay? And this is why the 2/3 can be healed, because they don't have this word. Matter of fact, let me get another quick precept to further prove that that ointment is really dealing with this word. Okay? This is Isaiah, the 1st chapter. And starting at the 5th verse, it says, why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart is faint. And this is dealing with the current state of Israel. You know, indeed, our people is sick, and their whole head is faint. You know, meaning pretty much they're foolish. See? Verse 6, from the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness. See? Meaning they don't have this knowledge. There's no soundness in it, but wounds. See? But wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. Okay, a putrefying sore is a sore that only gets worse. Okay? It says they have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. See? And again, that ointment is this word. And the reason why we are being healed, you know, you believers out there, is because of this word. All right? So going back to Psalms 147 and 3 again, he healeth the broken in heart and bindeth up their wounds. See? And that's being done by this word, which is an ointment. See? Matter of fact, let me grab something else and we'll go back and come to mind. The book of Job, the 5th chapter and the 18th verse, it says, for he maketh sore and bindeth up. He woundeth, and his hands make whole. See that? So back in Psalms 147 and 3 again, we're ready to close. It says, he healeth the broken in heart and bindeth up their wounds. So that's what you're witnessing right now. And that's messing Esau up. All right? As well as the 2/3, man. Everybody is you know, it's just this swarm of activity right now. Everybody is restless, and it's all because Yahweh Shem Shah is once more drawing nigh unto his people, okay, which would be the elect. But, you know, overall, the entire nation of Israel is going to benefit from that. And that's where the understanding of reincarnation come in. Because, you know, the 2/3 who are going to be destroyed, who is destined to be destroyed here on this side, is going to receive mercy in the kingdom. Okay, they're going to be reincarnated, and they're going to be in good graces with Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Why? Because they're going to be taught the laws, statutes, and commandments. See? Verse 4, he telleth the number of the stars, he calleth them all by their names. Great is the Lord, and of great power. His understanding is infinite. See? The Lord lifted up the meek. He casteth the wicked down to the ground. That's bad right there, because simultaneously as we are being lifted up, the wicked is being cast down. So that's what you're witnessing right now, man. Okay, the reason why Esau is reaching. Hey, it's just like if you fall from a building, right? What's the first thing you do? You start reaching, grabbing for something. See? So as Esau fall, we are being lifted up. Again, it says the Lord lifted up the meek, and that's what you're witnessing right now. The Lord raising us up from out of that obscurity, man. See? He casteth the wicked down to the ground, and that's what you're seeing play out. All right? So, yeah, I just want to touch on that, Lord willing. It was edifying. Till the next time I say shalom.